Is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Um, Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you got after it, and what you can do. Maybe got some stuff done around the house. Maybe spend some time with the family, the kids, something. So, listen, today, I had a wonderful week last week. Love sharing everything about, just different habits and all the different things that we touched on last week. And so this week and today I really wanted to make it about you. And what I mean by that is make it about you and how we think and how we see ourselves. And identity plays a very, very big role in the things that we do, right? We talked about it last week in the sense that the belief in ourselves is what drives the behaviors. It drives how we act. It drives how we respond to things and that is how we see ourselves, right? Whether it's early on conditioning or whether it's adolescence or now even being adults. But there's a way that I want you guys to think about this. And it's a word that we use here at Optimal Self that is our personal trademark. And I'm going to share it with you guys in this way. So what I want you to see is the idea of optimal self is the art of becoming the best version of you. How do we become the best version of ourselves? How do we look at ourselves and see ourselves as better? How do we create that identity, right? You guys remember, and you've heard the name, you've heard when Kobe Bryant, right? He was the Black Mamba when he was on the court, right? Michael Jordan was MJ. And those were, even Beyonce was Sasha Fierce, for those of you guys that are into that side of things, right? Is that they create these alter egos, right? And it's because they're much more subdued in regular life. So how do we create that for ourselves? How do we do it? Well, here's a little word that we use that we've trademarked here, and I want you guys to take this to heart. It's called self-synergy. Right? So synergy is when everything becomes in alignment, right? When all the stars align, that's the synergy, right? It could be on a team, it could be in your life, it could be in anything in business, right? That the synergy, you've heard it so many times that when it just comes together, like everything is magical. So now how do I create self-synergy? How do I create that within myself? Well, here's what it means, right? Self-synergy is when your thoughts, your words, and your actions are all in alignment. Think about this for a second. All of those three, everything starts in our brain. Everything starts with that thought, right? And we know that we have, the science shows we have way more negative thoughts than we have positive thoughts. That's why it's so important to control them. Right? That's why it's so important to control the consumption to what we're feeding ourselves with, what we listen to, who we're talking to, what we're reading, what the news, all of that stuff matters because that dictates our thoughts. And then it becomes our words. What do we say? What do we say about ourselves? What do we say about others? Right? How many people do you know that just sit around and they want to talk about other people? Right? Because they're not happy with themselves. That's why. Because we don't need to talk about other people. We don't need to put other people down. There's no reason for it. The only reason we do that is because we're not happy with ourselves. But then ultimately what happens is our thoughts and our words, right? Are they in alignment with the actions we take? I always give it, I know you guys don't like to hear it, but we're one of the most obese countries on planet Earth, if not the most obese country, right? Is because the FDA and the food that they serve you and what they're doing is there's no nutritional value to most of it. But here's my point to this is that, so we always have those New Year's resolutions. We always have these these ideas that I always use weight as it because it's one of the biggest things in our country. And people say, let's use that as our analogy today. I want to lose weight. Okay, great. So my mind is saying, right, maybe I looked in the mirror and I'm not very happy with what it looks like, or I put on those pants, they don't fit like they used to. Oh my goodness, I got to use some weight. Thought first. Then I go downstairs and I tell my spouse or my friend or whoever, like, oh man, pants aren't fitting good. It's time, right? And so in order for me to be in alignment and self-synergy to happen, for that to really take place, now I got to take the actions that will get me there. So maybe that's eating a little better, making some better choices with food. Maybe that's something, maybe that's maybe going for a walk, or even joining a gym, or doing anything that's gonna get me some physical activity, right? So then my thoughts, I need to lose weight. My words, I am gonna lose weight, and my actions are all in alignment. But what happens in our lives is real life happens. And guess what? Now, first few days are great, third day is great, even a week or 2 weeks are great. And then work gets crazy. Kid has a softball game or a soccer game or a recital, whatever it is. And all of a sudden, I got to make a decision. I didn't prepare, right? We talked a lot about preparation last week. I didn't prepare. I'm not ready. And now I'm just going to drive through because it's easier, right? And so now I have an internal conflict because I know what I want. I know what I said. I know what my thoughts are, but now my actions aren't in alignment with it. So now my self-synergy is broken. It's now on opposite ends, and I'm actually in conflict with myself. Most of our lives, this is what happens. We become in conflict with ourselves because what we think and what we say are not in alignment with what we do, right? That the actions that we're taking are not in alignment with everything else that we're saying or everything else that we're doing. And these can flip around, just so you know, right? Just so you know. But we end up being in conflict with ourselves. This has to stop. Why? Because you are enough. This is the difference. It's when I stop believing in myself, when I stop believing in what should be and what can be, and when I stop believing in that identity and that person and that best version of me. When that happens, right, I stop believing in it, I stop doing it, and now I'm in a constant conflict for the rest of my days because I don't have true self-synergy. But the truth is, I want that for you. I want you to have self-synergy. I want your thoughts, words, and actions to be in alignment so that you can live that fulfilled life. You can be in search of the best version of you. You can be constantly in a growth pattern as opposed to getting stagnant and stuck and feel like there's no way out. Because there is. There is a way out. You are the way out. You are the answer. It's already in you. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You are the answer. You have the power right this second to change it. You are the answer. You are enough. It's time to take it. It's time to create that self-synergy. It's time to become that person that you know you truly are. Stop holding him or her back. Stop holding that person inside. The world needs more of you. The world needs the best version of you. And it's time. All right? Go find that self-synergy. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.